Hello, my loves. Do you feel worthy? Do you feel worthy of all the things that God has in store for you? Or are you walking around with a worthiness wound like I was? I, being the child of grooming, which I discuss in many other videos, did not feel worthy. I didn't feel worthy of love or abundance. And so I really was in the way of my own magic. And since I've really embraced my love of God and myself, because without those two things, you have nothing, I suddenly feel worthy of everything. And that doesn't mean material things, because I don't care about that stuff anymore. In fact, I recently got a dumpster and threw away about 75% of the life that I thought I needed. And it felt so freeing. And so when I say I feel worthy, I mean I feel worthy of love and friendship and beautiful experiences. I feel worthy of laying my head on my pillow at night and not having to worry about whether my bills are going to be paid. I feel worthy of knowing that my body is healthy and regenerative and it can restore itself. I feel worthy of all of the people who I'm able to help on their healing journeys, whether it be physically or spiritually. I feel worthy of the inspiration that God has provided with the words. I feel worthy of being able to be in front of this camera every day. Every day I show up for myself. I feel worthy of this light that's shining in on me. That's God's light. And I also feel like we're in a time where everybody that has been givers is really starting to experience these beautiful things. I just had somebody tell me that someone got pregnant and they've been trying for years. They've tried everything. And then all of a sudden, God gave them this beautiful gift of birth or baby in the womb. And people who are activating their gifts, whether they be spiritual or artistically, or just the gift of feeling settled. And so I find great inspiration in helping other people heal and find their worthiness, because I didn't have it for so long. And it wasn't until I looked up my name in the Bible, Dina, which is spelled Dinah, and I discovered that she also had a worthiness wound, and it just clicked into place. And so I did this deep dive in the Bible and realized that Dina really had a life very similar to mine. And so it wasn't until then that I realized that unworthiness was the crux of a lot of the reason why I didn't feel good. I didn't enjoy life. I worried a lot. And now that I understand that I'm worthy, excuse me, of God's love. I'm worthy of this beautiful light that shines in whenever I make these videos. And I'm worthy of spreading that joy to others. And so you have to start to have discernment in your own body and understand that you have this guidance system right here built in that allows us to know what's good for us and what's not good for us. So if you're not listening to your instincts, then you're allowing darkness into your life. And so it's really important to tap into those beautiful instincts that God gave us and make room for the good stuff. That means maybe that you're going to be lonely. I've had a lot of people tell me lately, I just feel so alone. And I remember those days. I remember when I was alone and our family, my child, was going through an awful situation and nobody was there. I mean, there were a few people, but not really. Friends that I had had for years disappeared, and I was alone. And it was awful. And I questioned myself because I felt like I was a good person, but how did I end up alone? I ended up alone because I didn't have good discernment. My discernment was not working for me. And so I was allowing takers into my life, and I was allowing people that didn't have genuine care or concern for me into my life. Just because your care and concern for somebody is legitimate and genuine doesn't mean that theirs is. So start to take an assessment of what's in your life, who's in your life, what's important. Do you really need to have more stuff? Or do you want to have more experiences? Do you really want to keep people around just because you've been friends forever? Or do you want to allow space for new friends? I'm about to go have lunch with somebody that I met at a hippie festival. And we met because someone left a message on her window that was rude. It was a very Karen-esque moment. And God put me there to be a guiding light for this woman when she needed support. And through that, we now have decided that we're going to try to forge a friendship. And I'm excited about that. And then later, I'm going out on a boat with somebody that I've never hung out with on a social level, because I recently ended a situation that I knew wasn't good for me with a Jezebel spirit. I knew it wasn't good for me. Every time I was with this person, it made me feel sick to my stomach. But I forged through it. I pushed through because I wanted to believe that it was real. I wanted to believe that it was genuine, but it wasn't. And a lot of people are not genuine. A lot of people have darkness. A lot of people play a role, and it's not real. So what you need to do is you need to focus on yourself and on God, because those two things will never fail you. And if you're feeling alone, please know that God is making space for new people. So in that aloneness, quiet your mind, meditate, and find God's voice. It's not going to come through like a bellowing voice. It's just a knowing. It's a knowing and a flowing. God speaks to me in words sometimes. God directs me to go out on a walk, and then I find feathers, and I find a perfect set of feathers to make earrings, because I've been wanting to make feather earrings. And so you just have to quiet your mind. Quiet your mind and let God's light in. I mean, look at this beautiful light shining on me. This happens all the time. Feathers make me happy. That's what makes me happy. Friendships make me happy. Fruit and kidney filtration. Check out my videos on kidney filtration. I will talk about pee all day with somebody if they want to. Anyway, now I'm just going off on a tangent. If you know me, you know I'm silly and very weird, and I have the love of my inner child. So get out there and play. If you haven't played in a while, I highly recommend it. That's what we're here for. Put your feet on the ground, get out there and enjoy the day. No fear, just flow. Like and subscribe, please. It does make a difference. It's free to subscribe. Somebody asked me that. It is. It's free. You don't have to pay. It's just basically following my page. So if you have something going on that you want support in, please let me know, because that's how we take back this world and create this new earth, is us givers support one another with love and light. Not everything has to be love and light. Jesus flipped tables, so if you've got to flip a table, it's all right to do that too. Anyway, love you. You are worthy. You're God's favorite, and so am I.